But before that, you know, I was listening to an interview where you were talking, you almost were going to become a priest.
A priest, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that was a bit of a different
when I was a kid,
lifestyle.
my mum said I used to sing Little Donkey at the back of the church, and the priest didn't like it. And said, you better tell your Peter to shut up. That's not the first person who's told me to shut up. But anyway, I used to give out communion. I get dressed as a priest and all that. And my mum's side of the family from a place in town called the Friary. It was a very religious, place, you know. Yeah. But it was right on the edge of the Orange Lodge area, which is Netherfield Road, where my dad was from. Right. And my dad, to marry my mum, had to go through a 2-year course of induction. And the last 6 months was the intense induction, where he had to go to the presbytery, he said, for 1 hour twice a week to learn the catechism, to learn what the rules of the Catholic Church, just to make sure. And he said he used to question it all the time. Why is the Mass in Latin? No one understands it. And I actually said to my gran once, when she objected to turning to English, I said, Gran, I didn't know you could speak Latin. She said, I can't. It just sounds better. So my dad, was induced into the Catholic Church, right. But my gran thought he was a communist because he kept on questioning. You shouldn't eat meat on a Friday. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And he questioned it all. And they've all been thrown out the window now, those rules.
Well, they don't like you questioning religion because, it does start to fall apart quite quickly under. But they treated you so badly, really. Not as badly as they could have done, the priests. You got off lightly. But they put you off it, basically, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Well, you see, when I was growing up, I thought I'd have this religious experience, this emancipation when I made my first Holy Communion, and nothing happened. And I thought, this is weird. I went to my first confession, and you had to do a practice confession. And I had to do it with the nun. She was like the stand-in for the priest. Right. And I made all these things up. I said, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have told tales, I've told lies, I've sworn at me mum and dad, and I've tried to burn the school down. Because they said, make it up.
Yeah.
So I had a fertile imagination. My mum was a dinner lady in the school, and the nun went and told her, I'm worried about your Peter. He said he's going to burn the school.
And that's against the rules.
That is against the rules. But we also had a priest called Father Meehan. And next to the presbytery, there was a bit of waste ground. And he said to all, we were like 7 and 8, he said, if you dig that up and seed it, you can play football on it next year, because the school didn't have a football pitch. Right. So we did it. Next year, knocked around. He said, oh, boys, you can't do it now. No, it's like Wembley. That can't be touched now. You bastard. So then we knew, these weren't telling us the truth, And then Bill Shankly came along, who was... He became my hero then. He was my Messiah,
Yeah.
Because whatever he said, I hung on his every word, And I think if you look at his quotes now, he could have been he could have been a religious leader, he could have been a political leader, unbelievable.
But, better than he did what he did. It's the same with, it's better that you've done what you've done. Imagine wasting your time going into the priesthood when with all the happiness you brought with the stuff you've done and all the joy and everything. It's an outward thing rather than, like, religion can be a very inward thing, I think, and Catholicism can be a very inward thing, and music and expressing yourself is.
I'm still scared of the Catholic Church. I've got that Catholic guilt thing.
That's what they work on. It's great when you're having sex with someone who's a Catholic because, they're so full of guilt and they throw themselves into it, but then they're sorry about it afterwards. It's the best. It's just the perfect combination. So keep it up, you crazy, perverted vicars and priests, nuns. Keep putting out these emotionally damaged people into the world.
Don't speak about Jamie Carragher like that. He went to our school.
Well, that's interesting, but with the music, it seems like, you're into music a little bit, but it seems like it was the Clash and Joe Strummer that really kind of changed your world in musical terms.
Yeah, it did. I was into Bowie and that. Yeah. And, Alex Harvey band, believe it or not, and a group called Family. I didn't remember a group called Family. And then I got a bit, there's a few lads in our school. There was tribes in our school. There was the skinheads and the smoothies and the trogs. The trogs were mainly from the middle class areas, Right. And I was in the middle, really, because I like soul music, but I also liked a bit of early Genesis, you know.
Right.
So we're always looking for the next big thing. You know, someone will come in and say, "Have you heard this Sunrise LP?" You go, "What? That's Sunrise." You know, go, "Yeah, it's brilliant." So everyone was always looking for the next big thing, but no one's. I was into deaf school. I loved deaf school, and then punk came along, and it was just like, you know, that was, you know, it was Saul on the road to Damascus, that moment, you know. And I saw the Clash many times, you know, but I say never meet your heroes, but I met Joe Strummer and Mick Jones and that in Paris. I went to Paris with Liverpool in '81, and we spent a week wasting on the ale, basically wasting our time. We didn't go to the Palace of Versailles, didn't go to the Louvre, didn't look for this mythical Adidas centre which didn't exist. So then I went back in September because I wanted to go to Versailles, I wanted to go to all these tourist places. And just so happened the Clash, Pete Wiley, the Beat and the Clash were on for 7 nights in a place called Mogador Theatre. Okay. And I thought, oh, I'll have to go down and see if I can get in the sound check. So I walked in. And someone said, "Are you with Pete Wiley?" I didn't know Pete Wiley. I said, I might be, you know, like. And anyway, the tour manager come out. He said, "What do you want, lad?" I said, he said, "Where are you from?" I said, I'm from Liverpool. And he said, "So am I. I'm the tour manager. Who do you support?" "Liverpool." "How many tickets do you want?" So I went for 7 nights.
Wow.
And I wasn't just, you know, I wasn't just in the audience. I was backstage.
Right.
So I become, you know, I was eating bits from the rider and drinking from the rider, and I heard the Clash coming up the stairs, so I put the banana away. And as I put it away, I said to Joe Strummer, I said, "Oh, sorry about that, Joe, I was starving." And he went, "Look, man, we're the Clash, you have what you want." I thought, oh my God, what a hero. Yeah. And he did, you know, people like that change your life, and Paul Weller as well. Yeah. And after the 7 nights, they went around Paris looking for a nightclub to let them in with like 50 wastrels, you know, me included. And he went to every club, and they go, "No, the Clash can come in, but get rid of them Paris punks, you know, because they're all..." And Joe Strummer said, "We're not going in here then." So he waited till somewhere had let him in, so we'd all get in.
Right.
What a hero, you know.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And you, I heard a story about you meeting him a bit down the line, and the Clash. There was a night where you thought you were going to end up, you know, supporting the Clash.
Right, yeah. That was, we were touring in America with Big Old Dynamite. Yeah. So we were in a hotel room, and Joe Strummer was deputising for Shane MacGowan.
Right.
You know, because Shane MacGowan was ill. You know, Shane's still alive, isn't he? Joe's been dead for years, you know.
He can't still really. There must be several Shane MacGowans in the cupboard somewhere. They just get a new one. Pull it like a rolling piece of hand towel.
Must have been. But anyway, I went to bed early, about 4 in the morning. And then I started getting phone calls. I was answering the phone. I said, "Hello." He said, "It's Joe Strummer. Come to the room. Go sit in the room." Fuck off, you know, put the phone down. I thought it was one of the farm messing around, you know, winding me up. In the end, I think Roy from the group, he answered the phone. He said, "No, it's Joe Strummer. I recognise his voice." So we went up to the room and Mick and Joe, and he'd had a fallout, hadn't he? Because Mick had been sacked from his own group, hadn't he? For musical differences or whatever. But by 6 o'clock in the morning, the Clash were reforming, and the farmer support in America. You know, and he could have shot me then. You know.
But it didn't happen, unfortunately.
It didn't happen, unfortunately. But I think the last gig they did together before Joe passed away, I think it was a fireman's benefit.
Right.
And they got up on stage together, you know, a week before he passed away, I think,
That's great. Yeah, it's amazing. Shane MacGowan, it's everyone. Do you think he's just waiting for everyone he's ever worked with has to die first, and then he's allowed to die?
Is it Shane MacGowan? You know?
It could be. It's incredible.